Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? AMC Bigums here. I hope everybody had a good weekend. So this video I'm going to talk about is a massive piece to the puzzle that we are missing. Nobody's talked about this, and it's huge. This is how they're getting around a lot of stuff. This is now how I believe they truly hide short interest, and why it's self-regulated on why we see this, because of the ISDA market. You got the OTC market. Well, guess what? I found another market, and this market's bigger than all hedge funds put together. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Put this tweet up about 2 days ago, and ever since I did that, my account's been getting restricted every single day. I put up tweets, and they're literally getting deleted a minute to 10 seconds after I put them up. Before I even go to click back on it to see if anyone's liked it, it's already been removed. On top of that, I have people unfollowing me when they don't click it, and then they'll go look back on it, and suddenly they're not following me. They'll send me a DM, and then they follow me again, and it's like, it happens quite often. It's happened with some of my friends that I've been doing this with for years, so when they tell me that they didn't do it, I believe they didn't do it. But let's get into this, because this is, like I said, this is some major stuff that we're not talking about. Just to make sure you guys understand, I'm going to read this one first. The saga began as a result of the regulations following the financial meltdown of 2008. Following Dodd-Frank legislation, which came down on hard on hedge funds, to avoid scrutiny from regulators, many hedge funds decided to ditch outside money and effectively convert to family offices. Now you're thinking, why would they do that? Well, family offices, well, we'll get into that in a second here. Family offices like Archegoes is one of the most famous family offices. Everybody knows about the collapse and how tons of banks lost a lot of money, but we'll get into that in a second here. So Archegoes doesn't have to ever appear to have filed a Form 13F file or 13D with the SEC due to an exemption in the Dodd-Frank Act, which exempts family offices because of their lack of public investors. And because they manage solely their own finances, they don't need to register under the Investment Advisor Act of 1940. Now, think about all that. Archegoes grew in its funds in a handful of stocks with strategies of increasing its stake through an arrangement with various brokers in complex positions like swap transactions. Now, do you guys remember when I brought up ISDA all the time? Like I said, everything I'm showing you guys continuously comes up, continuously comes up, continuously comes up. I'm showing you guys exactly how they're hiding everything. So these are the ISDA contracts, the swaps that they're talking about with Archegoes, that they're going through with all these brokers, with the banks. And like I said, this stuff gets pretty crazy here. We'll keep going. So no, that wasn't the right one. So the other one I want to show you guys next. So family offices are an unregulated corner in the financial marketplace with an estimated 6 to 7 trillion in assets under management compared to 3.4 trillion in global hedge funds. There are now 7,000 to 10,000 family offices globally in the last 15 years. So basically right around 2008, they all started to convert. They all also, on top of this, have multiple ones. So they'll have 2 or 3 family offices inside of one, and they'll also have shell companies under each one of these family offices, which we will get into very shortly here in a second. But as you guys can see, there's over 10,000 now. I want you guys to listen to this. So in the United States alone, there's 10,000 globally. The United States has 4,000 of them. So 40% of all of these is inside of the United States. So these are a massive deal, and nobody's really looking into this. And like I said, it's a massive unregulated sector. Now, once I put that out, Twitter, which I want to show everybody, actually has a family office combined with all of Mark Zuckerberg, who everybody knows about how corrupt Facebook was and all of that things. Well, Jack Dorsey is there right there with Twitter. So they have a family office. So they don't like it when we start talking about their business. So this is one of the reasons why my stuff on Twitter is now continuously getting screwed with. Now, I just showed you guys about the family offices. Like I said, if you want, just Google family offices, stock market unregulated. Family offices will come up. You can go ahead and read this. So one of the things I want to show you guys here real quick is this clip. So I'll let you guys listen to this for 1 second.
Safe from taxation in the global pool of warehouse wealth. Think trillion. The tricks employed by family offices to hide wealth, the tax loopholes, shell companies, offshore accounts, dynasty trusts, and more, are legal methods available to anyone with the money to pay. But perhaps the best perk for billionaires: family offices are notoriously secretive. Most people have never heard of their existence, and family offices like it that way. After all, it's much easier to be a billionaire hiding your wealth when your name is anonymous.
See, this is a major, major, major field that they're getting away with tax. They're getting unregulated. This is a massive way where they're able to funnel money through these shell companies, through these other, like I said, some of these family offices will actually have, 3 of them under the same one. And some of the perks and exemptions that they're doing right now inside of this Dodd-Frank Act that we'll get into in a minute, it includes people that are employees to the family offices now. So necessarily, they don't even have to be part of the family. They can come and be hired from it and get into it, and then they get the exclusion as well. So there's a lot of things going on in these family offices that are insanely, ridiculous. And it's all, like I said, it's hidden. And you guys can come, I'll go ahead and post all these links on the bottom as well, so you guys can go ahead and take a look, read this as well. Like I said, it continuously talks about the 2008, the swaps. So another thing I want to get into here real quick was this Gary Gensler article I found. I'm going to make an article on Gary Gensler here very soon. Well, one of the things that it talks about in this article is how Gary made a big name for himself because he ended up doing, he regulated the swaps, and he ended up regulating the, the OTC market and all right down here. So talks about how he's, that's what he's basically known for. Well, if you come down here and look at the swaps and the derivatives market, that's what he supposedly changed up. Well, after he did the Dodd-Frank rule, a lot of these people, they ended up switching over to these family offices, and they're still using the same exact swaps. So for everything that, he once got a giant, yeah, good job, you ended up doing this. Well, they just found a loophole around it, and after they did that, he hasn't even really done anything about it. And, it used to not be a giant regulated market in this area. Well, what they ended up doing was creating Phase 5, and this is one of the reasons why they created Phase 5, is these swaps are now regulated when they weren't regulated before. But at the same time, they don't have 100% to where they can go, all right, now let me go walk into this family office, and, I have SEC, because they don't register with the SEC. The SEC can't just go busting on in. I don't even know if they can find them. So, this is a massive thing. So if they see that they're able to do the swaps and they're regulating them on that end, but they have no jurisdiction with them, what's that going to do? So, like I said, these family offices, the Dodd-Frank rule that, he's so proud around, well, as you guys can see, it's not really doing what it's supposed to do because they just got a loophole. And so, Gary, why haven't you changed all these other things? The guy used to, look, I got a whole bunch of stuff coming out on Gary here real soon, but like I said, we'll get into more of this. But as you guys can see, like I said, they get tax breaks. They're trying to pass, before I get to this one, and before I get to that, I want to show you guys this. So, they're trying right now to get Congresswoman. Everybody loves that Alexa Zandria, whatever. I can't say her name, but everybody loves that girl, and she's trying to get a bill passed right now that affects these family offices because they all see that family offices are excluded from the definition of investment as advisor. So under that, they don't have to follow the Investment Advisor Act of 1940. They have exclusions. Like I said, I'll come down here and show you this. Here you go. So they have family offices whose clients include persons that are not members of the family to qualify for family office exclusions. So, they can go ahead and give it to their buddies. And this is the thing, I don't know if we can look at who's people, hired by these family offices, get all that data. I'm trying to look into that now. But what if one of these guys were like, hey, Ken, whatever, whoever we need to, you could be one of our guys, use our exclusion and start trading on this unregulated stuff. So, they're trying to fix some things, but even this thing's saying, it might get passed in the House, but it's not going to pass through the Senate because the Senate doesn't want to hurt family offices. They believe that they're critical for family offices, but it's like the only people that use this are these rich billionaires. So, of course, they're the ones donating. So, of course, they're the ones not, fighting against this stuff. And it's like, the stuff gets so frustrating when you sit there and continuously look at this, and it's the same thing nonstop. And one of the things I wanted to read here was this one. So The Archegoes scandal is a classic example of a leveraged market bet that went wrong, and then the way it bet that hurt some of the most prestigious names in global banking. It also involves a family office, big banks, exotic financial engineering, and a lack of transparency. Sound familiar? Yes, because take out the family office part and replace it with hedge fund, and you got exactly what we're all talking about. Because these family offices are unregulated hedge funds, you guys. This is how they went around the Dodd-Frank. This is how the swaps in the derivatives market kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and now we're over 610 trillion. There's every time, like I said, guys, people that say the DD is done, it's because they don't want to look into anything else. They just want to say, well, there's nothing else to uncover. We got the shorts. If that's what you're here for, then I mean, you're not really here for the try and free the market and the corruption. We got to keep looking into this stuff because we had ignorance. We didn't know this stuff. We weren't uncovering these things in 2008. Guess what? They just found workarounds. And until we exploit these things, keep closing their workarounds, they're going to keep doing it. And that's why it's like, you guys, we got to keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. Every single day. Find out what they're doing. And on top of that, doesn't this make you also feel like, all right, a little better in your conviction? Hey, everything they're saying, look at all these ways they're able to hide this stuff legally. Yes, I mean, like I said, this still is going to cost money, but like I said, you guys, we're not wrong. We're not wrong. They are able to screw this, and I mean, think about this. That much money, people wonder how the markets move mysteriously. Well, if these family offices have trillions to move these markets in ways they need to, maybe that's where Ken called up his buddy on, when all of a sudden, you guys, it was 23-11 and they needed that final push of cash. Maybe he called up one of his little buddies over at a family office. Hey, can you push it down to 29 or 22.99 so all those puts finished in the money at $23? Like I said, this thing. I'm going to keep looking at family offices, but this is a massive, massive, massive piece of the puzzle, you guys. Huge piece of the puzzle. I have a whole bunch to show you, but I don't like to make videos too long, so I'm going to make this into a two-part. We didn't even get into this, but like I said, Archegoes never even filled out an 13F or 13D with the SEC due to exemption with the Dodd-Frank, which is their family offices because of their lack of public investors. They don't need to register under the investment like we went over. Like I said, you guys, this stuff, swap transactions, I'm going to go ahead and continuously put all these URLs at the bottom of this video. Hopefully you guys keep digging, showing me more stuff. I have a whole bunch of more stuff coming out on Gary Gensler. I should have that hopefully out by the end of this week, if not tomorrow. I'm off the next 2 days, so I'm going to try and get a couple videos out. But I'll get part 2 of family offices out tomorrow. I already have it basically done, but because I don't like to make my videos over 13 minutes long. So thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys all have a good day.